having decided that the state is more fundamental than the family, that the state may claim authority not only over the accidents of marriage, degrees of consanguinity and so forth, but over the very substance of marriage, how long will it be before this omnicompetent state presumes to take authority over the substance of religion as well? The immediate bone of contention here is not the performance of religious ceremonies, of course, but the use of property, and we've already seen suits about that. Increasingly, the question of taxation is also raised. But between these two matters, the independence of religious bodies from the state as regards their material assets, and the independence of religious bodies as regards doctrine and worship, lies a third matter. A realm in which serious moves have already been made by Western states to deny the independence both of families and of religious bodies. And I'm speaking, of course, of the education of youth. Everywhere, there are signs that Western states are preparing to take control over education for the purpose of seeing that the youth are inculcated with state-approved doctrines. Just ask me about Quebec, for example, which has moved into the forefront in this area, and where I'm currently involved in a lawsuit with the provincial government that is a constitutional suit and may, over the next couple of years, wend its way to the Supreme Court. Well, we can talk about America too, as I've done a little bit of research into that. But I've addressed the question of education to some extent in the title essay in Nation of Bastards. Also, if you like a more abbreviated form because you're busy, like certain profs in the room. In January in Touchstone, I've got an article coming out touching on this issue called The Audacity of the State. I've also addressed the underlying question in political theory in the final essay of Nation of Bastards, which is entitled, Which Secularism? But if we're going to have time for good discussion, I think I'd better stop and field your current questions. Suffice it to say, by way of conclusion, that voters in Massachusetts, or Maine rather, were right, in my opinion, to reject same-sex marriage. But I'm not at all sure that they've quite got the picture. If they did, surely that 53% that rejected it would have been more like 93, or indeed 99%. For in my view, even homosexuals should be against same-sex marriage.